Hey, how's it going, everyone? Gribnum here, back again with another Raid Shadow Legends video. Today, in this video, I'm going to be talking about the upcoming Fortis buff that will be dropping a week from now. On the day you're watching this, you probably already woke up to see the blessing news as well that is going to be dropping next week with the same buff as Fortis. So we got a lot of blessings that have gone through some changes for better or for worse. And the big thing people were excited about was the change to the polymorph blessing here. And if you ask me, the change they've done is not significant enough at all. I don't even think it's going to make much of a difference. It's just saying that if a champion with polymorph turns someone into a sheep, they can't do it again until they've taken a turn, which is crazy to think about. It's just like oh, a one turn cooldown for it to work. I don't know. It just doesn't make sense. But anyway, I'm not really here to talk too much about the blessings. I'm going to talk mostly about Fortis. However, I do want to throw in an honorable mention. There were so many different like rare blessings that got a change. However, I would have really loved to see another change to the incinerate blessing here. I just recently thrown our bias into this just to see if it would help her at all in arena to pair her with Rathalos Blade Master, just for the extra damage. Before, it used to actually on a tier 6 also decrease the enemy's max HP whenever the burn would tick. However, they changed that. I wish they would have kept it, decrease the enemy turn meter when they receive damage, but also reduce their max HP. That would have put it in a much better spot to have both of those working at the same time. Would have made this blessing very powerful, I would say. But it remains the same. They went ahead and decided to change a bunch of the rare fucking blessings that I just don't think that these changes are going to be that big of a deal, to be honest. They changed all three of these right here. Good thing they didn't change Miracle Heal, otherwise a lot of people would be really upset. But back to the topic at hand here, talking about Fortis. So we saw the news there. We saw the very upsetting, lazy announcement that Fortis buff is just going to be an increase to the A3 damage. What are you doing, Plarium? So lazy for them to just finally drop it 6 months later. We're waiting months and months and months, maybe even a year for most people who didn't get enough out of the last two buffs they did to this guy. We're looking for a rework to the guy's kit, some changes to what this guy does. He should really just be an all-around fear master, the master of the fear debuff. He's got the mask, the Kraken mask, squid Kraken mask that kind of almost looks like it could go hand in hand with the look of the fear debuff. It's perfect. But again, they've dropped the ball. All they've come out with is increase the damage multipliers or whatever to the A3. And then also on the same side of the coin, the Angar buff, they kind of put them up there with Nergigante. You come out with a great non-void legendary who can do a 2-turn provoke, and then now you drop that this void legendary can do the same. I mean, that's great. That's fantastic. If you have Angar, you've been waiting to use him for something, now he's going to be good in Hydra as well, okay? Not sure if he already was, but that should give him some use in Hydra, right? But Fortis, let's take a look here. Here's the build I have on him right now. He's gone through many different iterations, a little bit of accuracy to land, but honestly, this is not even that much accuracy at all. I should just take these two pieces off and try to prioritize a little more damage. But honestly, I think he's getting quite a lot of defense and just damage and crit rate from these pieces already. So the goal here is to show you guys what Fortis is going to be doing, what kind of damage he's going to be doing with his Astral Terrors secret skill he's got there. And then next week, when the buff goes live, I'm going to test that damage again with the same team and try to get the same, try to pair up the same damage. Okay, so here we got speed on the boot, defense percentage on the chest, because he is a defense-based champion. Now that is fantastic. Anytime you have a defense or an HP based, especially Void Legendary, there's a lot you can really do with them if they are hitting hard. It would be great if he did hit hard. I just don't think he does already. I have this guy booked out. No blessing on him. Speaking of blessings, again, the best change that they did to blessings, if you hadn't already seen or you didn't notice, is that every blessing will now give you all stats on that tier 2. So see how the tier 2 has a additional 500 attack for a legendary champion. You will now get the subsequent defense and HP as well. So here we have 400 defense. So now imagine Heaven Cast would also give you a 400 defense. Now if we go to the heal, this is a 5,000 HP. Okay, so Heaven Cast would give you 500 HP, 400 defense, 500 attack, 400 defense, and 5,000 HP, all in that tier 2. Now, my speculation, keep this in mind, we don't know what they're going to do with the placement of the stats that they're handing out here. Let me go to a better blessing I can look at here. Okay. We don't know what they're going to do with the placement here. It is very highly likely that they change when you get that bonus stat. Okay, a 2-star blessing is so easy to get when you're just looking for it. Okay, that is the easiest thing to get, is get them up to a 2-star and don't worry about the rest for a while, right? You just want to get that stat boost plus the blessing working hand in hand. I can actually foresee them moving this stat buff down to a tier 3, okay? Keep in mind, it might not happen, but I'm very highly speculating that if you're going to get this much increase of a stat bonus, because this is going to be power creep at its finest, and I love that. I'm all happy about that, because that also means this plus 50 resist is also going to be a plus 50 accuracy. And if we look here at, let's say, Life Harvest, Soul Reap, this crit damage, plus 25 crit damage, is going to be on every blessing, I believe, right? You're going to get that 500, attack, 25 crit damage, probably 6,000, whatever. I don't even know how it works. Whatever. HP here, 5,000 HP. Yeah, you're going to get a lot of stats. Even here on Soul Reap, you're going to get that accuracy and that resistance. So that means that champions like Wukong, who might be in Soul Reap, and now a lot of people have Wukong in Lightning Cage, I think, for some reason, not too sure why. But if you have Wukong in your Soul Reap, you're now going to be probably getting resistance and accuracy added to it. That's going to make Wukong a lot better for a lot of people. Here I have a 385 Wukong, add 50 more accuracy to that, if I'm correct about what I'm thinking here. Now, let's see here. Where is Fortus again? I keep losing this guy. That's going to be huge change to a lot of people's blessing choices, right? Now, like I said, I think that they're going to move the stat that you can grab these bonus stats at to a 3-star blessing position instead. Quote me on that, don't quote me on it, whatever. Let's go ahead and get into this champion a little more. So he's going to be ignoring defense as much as possible. He's going to be, going down the offensive tree, getting as much damage as possible. Now, here's what they really should have done to Fortis. This is what people would have really loved to see, okay? Please, Plarium, you should have made this champion not require any accuracy at all to land fears, okay? I have a list here. I really wrote something down. Please, change this champion so he cannot be resisted. No accuracy needed to land fear debuffs, okay? Any champion who doesn't need accuracy to land their debuffs is an absolute win in my book, okay? So no accuracy required, no resist, can't be resisted to certain champions, right? Harima does the same thing. You can just go straight through a block debuffs buff that any demon spawn has on them. Duchess can get provoked so easily by Harima, and she's not even a void, okay? And also, you think about it, champions like Tila, Woad Painted, and Grohawk the Bloodied, they've got a little bit of reworks in the past and made them way better now. They are way more picked than Fortus is, a legendary Void champion who you have screwed up 3 times now on their buff. Woad Painted and Epic and Grohawk and Tila are probably way more picked than Fortus is, if you ask me. All right, so let's say his fears can't be resisted. You don't need accuracy to build him. All right. Let's say that some of these, like, there's a chance where his fears are protected fears. All right. We don't have many champions who place a protected debuff, but this guy could be that champion who is the fear master of all fears. Okay. Protected fear, and probably some ignore defense on some of his abilities here. I don't think he has any ignore defense built into his kit, right? Okay, will ignore 30% of the target's defense against targets under fear or true fear. So they actually need to be under this fear or true fear, and it would be awesome if he had it protected, right? Protected debuff. Doesn't need any accuracy, so you're going to almost guarantee that you're getting this 30% ignore defense on the target. Because right now, if you're bringing this guy into arena, which if you look here, his aura is based on an arena crit rate for arena, you know, and I think that's not really that great of a place to bring him. So where else are you going to bring him, right? Because he doesn't hit that hard, right? So ignore defense built into everything would be fantastic. Protected fears, doesn't need any accuracy to land, but also giving him some viability in Hydra. You know, I want to quote like what Papa Drock said. Plarium have really made us wait 6 months for them to do some coding that would have taken them 5 minutes. Papa Drock is right in his anger, his emotion that he feels about this, sinking so much money into this game just to pull a champion who's a void that you know, maybe the last 3 void legendaries you've pulled have been just laughable, and you're getting another one who you thought would have been fantastic. It just feels like a scam. Okay, but I think what Nubraid said as well was really great. He mentioned that giving this champion some viability in Hydra would have been so amazing. Obviously, you can't land fears, but why not? Why not allow us to land a fear, or at least let this champion land fears on bosses? However, make it so that the boss doesn't actually get feared or lose their turn, right? They can't actually use the debuff to the full extent. But if this champion, it says here, the damage of this skill increases by 10% every time a fear is placed on an enemy. Why can't we place that on a boss? It doesn't have to make them lose a turn, but why can't we use this guy in Hydra? He's going to be getting so much damage from just landing these fears and then proccing his passive. You can't bring this guy into the Hydra at all or into clan boss because it's just the fears won't land at all. You know, all I'm saying is let us land the fear from Fortus on the bosses. Don't let the fear actually work, right? Don't let it actually make them lose a turn, but let us land it. I mean, you're already letting us land so many bullshit fucking debuffs as it is, if you ask me. There's so many shitty, stupid debuffs in this fucking game that we don't want to take up one of the slots, all right? I've already asked Plarium if they would consider it increasing the debuff slots from 10 to 12 on all bosses, right? Because when you fill it up with poisons or whatnot, and you're just like, oh, I can't even squeeze in my weaken anymore because I have so many other dumb debuffs on there, like poison sensitivity. Maybe you have a hex out there. Maybe maybe you have a leech out there. You didn't want to have leech out there. Poison sensitivity. There's 2 fucking poison sensitivity debuffs in the game. Pain Link, I don't even think any of our champions can place that. Heal reduction on let's say you place heal reduction accidentally on the clan boss. There's no point in that. Decrease resistance, there's almost no point in that as well. Please just increase the amount of debuffs you can place up to 12. And let us land fears and true fears from Fortus on bosses. Would be awesome. So that's what I'm saying. But I'm also saying the best way to give him that viability in Hydra would be to make this champion the legendary version of Shamael. Okay, as we know, Shamael is fantastic in Hydra. You see this 4.9 rating on Shamael for Hydra, and that's because no matter how you read this passive, what he's doing is he is going to just delete every incoming true fear and fear that the boss, the Hydra head, places on us, and then he's going to counterattack. It would have been so amazing to just find out that Fortis can do the same ability. Who's with me? Would you love to see Fortis be able to place his own fear and true fear on the boss so he can take part in this damage, but also to remove any incoming fear that is going to be placed by that boss? This would be so awesome just to get him in there, right? It's a shame they didn't want to go that route at all. But as we know, you might think, well, why does there need to be a legendary version of this champion? There's already a legendary version of Doom Priest. Hanorok removes one random debuff from all allies at the start of each turn. She's fantastic in Hydra already, and she's replaced a lot of people's Doom Priests. So a lot of people using Doom Priest, or you know, if you don't have Hanorok, you are using Doom Priest. She can remove 2 if a champion is under continued heal. And as we know, Doom Priest, wherever she is, in my group here, I don't even know anymore. Can't even hear. Probably out. Let's see. My bad. I am very blind. So yeah, Doom Priest heals all allies, removes 1 random debuff from them at the start of this champion's turn. Yeah, so Hanorok is almost really not doing that much of a difference. It's just she's not even healing; she's just removing. And this conditional part where she removes 2, you can't really rely on that either. So realistically, you're just getting the same exact passive, only a little worse, but a little better in another spot that is conditional. So what is so wrong, Plarium, with making Fortis this fear debuff master? Oh man. Anyway, let me go into the rest of the build here. We're gonna be pairing him today with Timit. Sorry, 18 minutes in. I really could have cut down on a lot of that time and a lot of that rant there, but we're gonna pair this guy with Timit. I think Timit is fantastic because he's also gonna be placing his own fears right there. Pair him with Kaja. It's also a no-brainer. You don't have to worry about and wonder what reviver you're gonna bring, because you don't really need Arbiter. She's not gonna pair well with Timit. You don't need Arbiter, or because Arbiter also brings increased attack. You don't need that for any of these guys. So check this out. Whenever an enemy is under a fear debuff, and the fear debuff, wait. Okay. Yeah, so basically, anyone who's under fear or true fear, if it activates, they will be provoked. So pairing this guy with Fortis, who increases that chance of a fear debuff proccing. And if we take a look here, fear debuff, 50% chance that the enemy will lose their turn and also lose that skill that they can't do anymore. That will be brought up to a 65% chance. This is awesome. Okay, I love this. This already tells us like he is going to be the fear master, the controlling champion of all fears, right? But Plarium haven't really let him do that. They haven't let him do almost any of that. Okay, let's go ahead and get into the arena setup here. Again, this is going to be for experimental purposes, just to see the damage now and then compare that damage later. Okay, once he is finally buffed next week. All right, so here's the team that I'm assembling here. The idea is Kaja is there for the revive. She's also going to boost turn meter a little bit. We're gonna come in with Mithrala here on the increase defense for Fortus, and Timit is going to remove the buffs that the enemies have. Let me make sure. As okay, yeah. So let's try this out. Hopefully they're not faster than me or whatever. I don't think they will be, but the idea is to get the Astral Terrors to proc. There's a good chance that I land the fear, and then they also get provoked right after. We have Shaled there, who is really good at landing fears, but I don't know too much about his kit to make it really work. So here we go. Looking good so far. We're going to come in with Timit here, I think. Totally fine. We're going to remove all of these buffs from the enemy here. Here we go. Oh, except for the stone skin. Now let's go ahead and land fear. And it just fell off. Not sure what happened there. Why did that fear debuff? Wait, why did she not even turn? Come in here, another extra turn. Wait. Four's beyond. Now, how do I get the Astral Terrors to? Yes, someone has to get procced with the fear. Let's go ahead and hit. Quick, 75,000. Pretty good hit, actually. Oh, and I forgot that Fortus does have this unkillable, passive to him, so he won't die right away. He'll fall asleep. I mean, that's great. I think they should have taken away the sleep portion of that. So we did not get the Astral Terrors proccing there. We didn't really get a chance to show that off. Let's try here. Gonna be hard to get the fear landing on Python, but I will try. I'm wondering if Mithrala is even like the good option for this. I really want the fears to land. Who else places? I know Leore's places fears. But for some reason there in that last match, nobody really procced the fears. I think they were just too weak and they ended up dying. Try this. Extra turns for days. Awesome. Let's go ahead and increase defense. Move stuns. Here comes the fears. Perfect. Got some fears. And we got Astral Terrors out, guys. Astral Terror. Here we go. This is going to be the first damage test. This is going to be before the buff. Pre-buff damage test on Fortis here for the Astral Terrors. And 80, 36. That was some good damage there. There did quite a bit to Taras. This is not an end game team. This is a pretty weak team here, if you ask me. So I mean, no surprise that I did quite a bit of damage. I'm gonna keep searching for better teams here. But I mean, so far haven't lost on this yet. Let's see. I usually do go for teams that are over 300,000 team power. Here, take a look. I don't know if we'll. So these are as close as I could get for 300 because we just got the reset the other day and I had to climb up. But here we go. Here's a 300k team. Also, Kyoku and Helicath, they do have increased defense, so that is a good option if you didn't really want to bring Mithrala. I could see Helicath, like a well-balanced Helicath, being in this spot to delay any damage done to people. Go ahead and try this team out. All right, increase speed. Defense. Try to stun them. I do have this Timit in a stun set. He is pretty well built. All right, looking for some provokes. Here we go. We have the Astral Terrors. I don't think this team is that much stronger than the last one, like tankier. But let's go ahead and hit this A3 Astral Terrors. Again, pre-buff Fortis. Let's go. 71, 38. Okay, some decent damage there. And of course, that is with the increased defense. There's not many times where I think you're really going to have that team with everything that you need, okay? Like right now, I don't even have a Lydia to place decrease defense and weaken. I try to stay away from that. Try to stay away from needing those debuffs. Because if you get too locked in and too down that road of I need decrease defense and weaken in every team, then you're really going to be sad when you don't have it, right? So I would personally say try to pull yourself out of that requirement of needing those two debuffs and just try to beat the teams without it. Now it does help, but when it comes to arena, landing debuffs is pretty hard to do, right? It's pretty like out the window for a lot of people. And that's really how my teams go as well. We go a 2 decent damage, I guess, 20,000. That's not that great, to be honest. All right, so another win. I'm gonna reset the 6 on the A1. Awesome. It would have been really nice to see also like a boost to his damage on each skill. All right, I know he might have already great damage on each skill except for the passive, but now let's think about this for a sec. If we realize that he's hitting pretty hard on the Astral Terrors right now, what do we think that the change is going to be? Because as it stands, Fortus's A3 Astral Terrors has a 3.5 multiplier. And it also has a 0.1 additional damage multiplier for each fear that is out there or has been placed. I don't know how that passive works, if it's how many fears have been placed over the course of the match, or if it's how many fears are currently active, right? But he has a 3.5 multiplier. I think that's really good. Like for a defense champion, that's pretty solid. I'd love to see that when his buff comes out, that he is, let's say, a 5 multiplier or a 6. Like I hope it's not just like a 4 multiplier defense, like a 4.0, because it's a 3.5 right now. All right, let's go ahead and remove these. Let's go ahead and try to drop some fears. See if he gets feared. She did. Awesome. Now, that's the thing here. It is really hard to set this up. You almost don't really want to have to... You don't want Fortis to be the one placing the fears, because the chance of you, like, placing the fears, coming back around, and doing the Astral Terrors, you know, I guess... Oh, yeah. The chance of you coming back around and getting this ignore 30% defense. Ignore 30. Yeah. On each person who's under it is very low. As you see, we just did it, and I didn't even have to take 2 turns, and we missed the opportunity, right? Now, but what we do get, I was just asking about, and I think this holds still. So there was 2 people who had the fear debuff on them. I do think we have this 20% increased damage because this happened. All right. Just my speculation. I don't know for sure. I think we're going to definitely nuke 3 of them. Maybe not the Siffy, but we're going to nuke. Oh, almost. Didn't see the damage numbers. Now, these guys have very low damage. You know, that's for sure. And I'm going to probably wipe them out here. Now, that's the great thing, is I can come in with the strongest hit and then come back around with now the actual fears if I need to. I just would really love to see Fortis make it into the arena, okay, as like a mainstay. It would be so great to finally have him there. Let's see. Now, you could take the route where maybe you freeze everybody, you slow them down, you put decreased speed on them, and then you're able to put the fears on them. and then they just don't take a turn and all that. But let's see. They're going first. They knocked us out. Oh shit. Alright, Mithrala. Yikes. Alright, so they were a little faster than I was. Okay, I'm going lens. See the fear going on me? Like, would have been so great if I could resist all fears in the game. That's all I'm asking. Alright, so I lost that one, that's for certain. Go back in there, because I don't back down from a loss. Ooh. Would be good here. Alright, gonna throw in Tormund, you know. One of the best defensive I don't need him to really do much here. He was born out of necessity for these go first speed teams. So we're gonna throw him in here and use him as intended. He's gonna freeze some people, and I will get my turn here. I don't even need the don't even need the increased defense. Go ahead and strip them. Go ahead and place some fears on. Oh, didn't even place the fears. But let's see what I can do with Fortus. This will be Fortus. Also, keep this in mind. Now, Fortus has the increased accuracy too. So that's a win as well. He's doing a whole lot here, synergizing well with Timit. And then if you need to bring Timit, you might already have Kaja. You know, so you have three picks right there that sync well with each other. Okay. Go ahead and throw this in here. Boom. Awesome. And then we can even provoke. And I wonder what it looks like when, let's say there's already the provoke out. If Arbiter gets feared and then the provoke goes out a second time. Wonder how that'll work. Let's see. Okay. Yep. Just as I thought. So she missed her turn and then she got provoked again by Timit's passive. Awesome to see. Let's go ahead and win this fight here. We got Foreman coming back alive. Hate to see how much damage Fortus took when I feel like I killed them pretty quickly. I don't know how he even took this damage, to be honest. Stun. Yeah. So, you know, I read off that list of things that it would have been awesome to see Fortus start to excel at. Like, you know, ignore more defense, not need any accuracy, he doesn't get resisted when he places fears, doesn't need accuracy, you can't place fears on him, he strips them off of everybody. You know, would have loved to see a lot of that happening here. But, you know, what I really would have really liked to also see is just some, like, love to him that, like, Georgid has, in a way. Now, it would be a little selfish to give the Knight Revs another champion who does shit and does as much damage as, like, Georgid here. And this team's probably going to beat me. I don't know. There's a good chance that Warlord goes first, but I think we're set up pretty solid here. I might be able to freeze them if Arbiter goes first. Okay, Arbiter will go first. We got the freeze off on her. I don't know really what happened there. Remove some. I can't fear up Georgid. People with Necrit and Georgid, I mean, they really get this free pass to do whatever they really want. It's kind of insane. And it would really be awesome to see, like, oh, a lot of us who got a shitty pull, like terrible luck on their shard pulls and pulled Fortus, not saying that that's like the worst pull you can get. You know, now we have this option that can really come in and do damage like a Fortus, or sorry, like a Georgid can. Awesome. And and you see that. So Georgid came in and targeted Fortus. You know what? That just gave me a really good idea. What if Fortus's fears would act like provokes? If you are feared by Fortus, you have to hit him. like a taunt. Now I'm just making the champion sound way too overpowered with these self buffs. You know what I mean? These fan made buffs, whatever. But yeah, so taking a lot of damage there. Of course, Jorgen's going to hit pretty strong. Love to get that extra turn. Not sure what's going to happen. I'm probably going to lose here. Oh, here we go. Can I land something? And I get the full turn meter from Timit. So Timit goes again, so I can actually throw out the A2 or A3 again. Awesome. So that worked out pretty well. Now the issue with pairing Timit with Kong is you don't really get many chances to revive Wukong on your own, because he'll just revive himself. So you don't get to use that synergy with Kaja Timit on the revive to get the A3 proc. But we can see here a lot of damage done. Timit did the most because he, of course, went the most as well. He did take more turns. That makes a lot of sense. I'm not upset about that. If Fortus took one more extra turn, he'd be, you know, doing way more damage than Timit. This just shows, like, okay, you built Timit pretty well in my eyes. You know, I think I have Timit built pretty solid here. I'm gonna wait for the refresh so we can get some better fights here. All right. So in the meantime, while I'm waiting for the reset to come for that arena, so I can refresh real quick, just want to show you the build I have on Timit. If you haven't seen it already, I'm sure some people have been curious to see. And I'll show you Kaja as well. But Timit here I have in the stun set. He works a lot like Uko. So Uko, you already know. You probably faced Uko in arena, live arena. The A2 from Uko will remove all debuffs. It hits twice, and I think it removes 2 debuffs every time. But that A2 will proc sheep on Uko. Also, if you're throwing in the stun debuff or stun set, and then also the fact that you're placing your own debuffs as well. So that's, you're removing, and you're also having 3 separate different debuffs possibly landing on the opponent who may have a 6-star polymorph, and that's really gonna, like, almost like 90% of the chance time proc the polymorph and you'll get sheeped, which is really great for, you know, a lot of people who don't like dealing with the Uko. Turn the fucking warthog into a different animal, you know. But Timit here is, of course, you know, reducing the duration of all debuffs by 3 turns, which is like the highest they typically go. And then following up, as long as Kaja's on the same team, or if all of them are removed, following up with the A3, which is going to land fear and increase accuracy. It would have been great if the before attacking place. Okay, so he places the increased accuracy before. Would be great if somehow you can get the increased accuracy before you even open up with the A2. That way you can just ensure you're going to get like 700, 600 accuracy, and then you're going to definitely remove them all. But here we have the passive. Whenever an enemy is activated by fear, they will fill Timit's turn meter, and also they will be provoked. The provoke only happens if Kaja's on the team, actually. So, I mean, there's almost no reason to use Timit if you're not going to use Kaja. But yeah, so I have him in a stun set here. Let's take a look at the stats. Just bustling out the wazoo with speed. Got some accuracy here. No accuracy on this piece, but I am trying to get as much crit rate as possible. HP is a must for this champion as well. So HP, accuracy, speed, right? That's all you really need to worry about. So the glove, always a chance I could switch the glove. I mean, this guy doesn't need to be a damage dealer. Just needs to have, let's see, some speed, and let's say maybe not even accuracy. I could probably find some speed. Finding anything. There's nothing with speed unless I find people are wearing here. Priority. Probably going to be... Oh, okay. Yeah, no, this would be a really solid piece to throw on him. Lose a lot of accuracy, though. But gain some speed, gain some... Actually, this would be terrible. What am I talking about? Actually, no reason you would do that. I do think I have him in, like, the best possible piece for him, to be honest. So, cool. But moving on, we have the chest piece, which is HP with the accuracy ascension. I had to re-roll this with the chaos dust. And I'm working on re-rolling this into either crit damage or HP percentage, whichever comes first. Also, I'm going to re-roll this into speed. So, as you can see, I almost have him at 300 speed with these stats in a stun set, okay? Just keep in mind, now these stats may not be standing out as, like, super fantastic, and that defense is quite low, arguably, but, you know, a 300 almost speed champion is, you know, going to excel just about anywhere. Then I have the ring, which I could really re-roll into an HP. We have HP here. Wouldn't mind getting the crit damage on that. Also, the accuracy on the accuracy banner. This banner is amazing for me. Went ahead, down some accuracy trees here. Try to get as much damage as possible out of him as well. I just believe he can hit decent and ultimately start killing people as the fight goes on. Let's see, where did Kaja go? Now, my Kaja here, just going to briefly go over before I jump back into the arena. Got her in the Relentless set, and she's pretty tanky in it as well. So, Relentless set, speed, speed, speed with HP, more speed. Resistance isn't that big of a thing for her, but if you can get the resistance, like, I could re-roll this into resistance, and it would be fantastic to see like over 300 resistance on this build. She's very fast. Hopefully I can get her over 350 at some point. Very tanky. I think if I were to re-roll this chest piece into anything, I would like to land on the HP percentage as well. I don't think I can benefit much more from defense here. And then speed on the Relentless Speed Boot. Now let's take a look at the blessing here. So we have the defense at 400. When the blessing rework comes through next week, we're gonna also see a 5,000 HP and a 500 attack. You know, so I'm gonna get a boost in some stats here. Gonna be fantastic to see. Gonna be almost 100,000 HP on this Kaja. Would love to see it. Go down to the ring. Defense. This is a 5-time roll into HP. So I could not ignore putting this one on her. Here is a very solid resistance piece with HP. Would have loved... Oh, that's as good as it gets. Then we have the HP with a lot of speed. And would have loved to see this attack roll into HP as well. Kaja, we went down the defense and support tree. Turn meter, as much turn meter boost as I can to get from everybody. Went down the HP roll. I don't know if this is better to grab or if maybe if maybe this one is better to grab. Not sure what would be the best option for tier 6, but the more HP the better. All right, let's go ahead and jump into arena again and see what I'm gonna reset this. Oh, perfect. Got some better teams to face here. I'm gonna go ahead and throw Mithrala back in here again. She's just for the dedicated increased defense there. But I'm starting to think, what if I were to place Iron Brago there? Because I have my Iron Brago as a defense mule. So he's got like 8,000 defense. All right. And let's go ahead and try to land some fears. There's one provoke. All right, so we have 2 fears out there, 3 total that were up at any given time. Here goes a pre-buff Fortus with the Astral Terrors. Let's see it. 30, 52, quite a lot of damage there. I mean, you tell me, do you think that after the buff that's going to come next week, do you think that Fortus would have actually cleaned all 3 of these support champions here? or no? Let me know in the comments below. I think he would have. Depending on how that multiplier goes, right? You know what? Since there's two parts to his multiplier, there's the 3.5 based on his defense, also ignoring their defense, and there's also the zero point 0.1 multiplier each fear that's out there. I wonder if that 0.1 would move up to like a 0.2 or a 0.3. That would be awesome. So suddenly, when you see like a team like this kind of work, even though this is not viable for any end game arena at all, you start to realize that it could work. You know, decrease some of this here, and that would be so fantastic to see this push him further up in the chain. Just that little damage. Now it's not really that great of a buff. I already mentioned how just terrible it is that Plarium kind of skimped us out on a actual good change to this champion. But you know, it is what it is. Let's go see this A2. All right. Would have loved to see a little more damage done to Duchess. Would have loved to see just a clean sweep across the board. But it is what it is. Right. And you know what? I'm going to test something else out here. I'm going to try another team setup here in just a moment. Let's go ahead with another Astral Terrors. Awesome. So there was no cooldown on this needed. It was just, can I proc it again with more fears? Go ahead and hit again. Again, pre-buff Fortis. Here goes the Astral Terrors A3. 9,000. What was that? What the hell was that damage? Hitting like a wet noodle? Oh my god. 9,000 damage on Duchess there. I don't care how strong you are. I don't see why Duchess was going to be hitting that, or sorry, he would have been hitting that weak on Duchess. Oh wow. Anyway, smacking on that, there was like 40-something thousand to Leorius. To be expected, you know, his defense isn't that high, but it's really hard to see the damage numbers within all this. Here we go. Here goes another Astral Terrors slam. 52,000 on Necrit. You tell me, guys. I mean, if he's ignoring defense and he's kind of hitting raw damage, those numbers are going to be quite low. No matter what, they're going to be hitting like clean HP without much defense in the way. But there were no fears out there. You know, it would be great if they took away that requirement to have fears on the board in order to land, in order to ignore the defense. 9,000. Damn. I know she's got debuffs, or she's got buffs up. I get that. I'm going to increase my own defense, and if I can get Timit to remove. Oh, there goes. 48,000 on the boss, or on Sify. All right, so I'm going to switch out. Ooh, 507,000 damage. I was just, you know, controlling the fight there. Gonna switch out Mithrala here. Fight this tankier team, I guess, because he's got two pretty tanky champions. And instead, we're gonna go with this champion, Emic. Where was I? I need to see where to put the second champions. So Emic is going to go up top. We're going to go ahead and grab Timit. And then Fortus. Put him in the second slot so that the sheep debuff, I guess, works better. I don't know. Let's go ahead and see how this works. Actually, bad matchup against Wukong, because my idea here was to place Emic's, like to do Emic's block damage or unkillable going on here, but we did stun the Wukong. Now, the whole point of having Emic here is that he can block, he can unkillable, he can take the hit, and he can also decrease the cooldown on Timit, right? So he's just fantastic matchup with Timit if you have them both. Also, he's getting that increased accuracy, so he's got a chance to really proc this passive. right, let's go in with the pass or with the A3. Here we go. Astral Terrors. There is one. I believe there was 2 fears out there at one point. There's one currently. We're gonna nuke everybody actually here. Let's go ahead and hit this. Damn, dude. All right, very underwhelming. I don't see any reason why we couldn't have nuked Mithrala or Cardiel with that. You know, and that's where the buff next week really comes into play, okay? Seeing around a general 30, 40 to 50,000 damage from Astral Terrors. If that damage, 30, 40, 50,000, just general damage, can be increased to like a minimum like 70 to 80,000, that would be a substantial change. It would be a great change to see. Let's go ahead and, like, okay, for instance, check out Emic here. He's going to actually just destroy everybody with this A2. 20,000, 19,000, 37,000. Maybe it's not as much as Fortus was doing, but still pretty solid damage, destroying, you know, the Mithrala, doing a lot of damage to Cardiel. It's coming here with the A2 on Fortus. Bam, 25,000. Not much of a difference from Emic, if you ask me. All right, go ahead and remove. Let's see if we can proc that. Can't do much here. Of course. Land on the A1 tax. Okay, so it will always be critical if they're under a fear. I mean, thanks, I guess. I mean, doing a whole lot with that crit there. But yeah, you tell me what you guys are thinking about Fortus right now. Obviously, the consensus is he does kind of suck, and that, you know, he will get better later. Let me go ahead and just try to reduce per meter. So 20,000 on the A2 for Emic. Let me see if I have my ability cooled down yet, or if, damn. Okay, was not expecting the sheep to come in here. The sheep buff from him. Lock some killable. All right, gonna go ahead and try to proc that Astral Terrors once more if I can. 16,000 from the A1. Ah, oh, damn. Didn't proc it. 18,000 from the A1 on Fortus. Now, keep in mind, Fortus is in a Savage set. Emic is not in any Emic is not in any Ignore defense set. I think he does have Ignore defense mastery. That's it. Go ahead. This is a very tanky team right here, guys. Minus Gaius. Yeah, I think I'm gonna try this one out. See if it works. I'm gonna do this team, and I'm gonna fight maybe one more. One more after this. Video is going quite long, but I'd really love to hear your guys' feedback. Let me know what you guys are thinking about this this change. Are you happy just to see him getting any damage at all? I personally, after seeing the damage he's doing, and I mean, he can kill, he can actually maim or wound or weaken some of these opponents here. I would really love to see the buff happen. You know, it is what it is. But if this 3.5 multiplier can go up to like a 4.0 to maybe a 5.0 or 6.0, oh, that would be juicy. That would be insane for this guy. Let's go in with the Astral Terrors here. We have four fears out on the board. So we're going to ignore 30% defense from everybody. We're also going to ignore 25 with the inclusion of the lethal, or sorry, the Savage set. Okay, so that's what, 65. Yeah, like 65 ignore or 60% ignore defense, plus the passive, and also an additional multiplier of 0.1 times 4 to this. Let's go. Here we go. Pre-buff Fortis. Let's see how much damage we can hit on this team. 40,000. Okay. I don't know what to think here. I mean, this is Harima on the opponent team, and we do have Vogoth here doing some heals. Yeah, Vogoth. Kind of not the best team to really test that out on, I guess, but it is what it is. I gotta stop saying that. All right. Um, I chose this team because Harima is here, and I want to really see the see me pull off the win with this team against like a Harima. We don't even have the increased defense here. I really could have benefited more from that, seeing as Emek's not doing too much right now. More fears out on the field. Now I don't know if it's gonna even matter since I'm in sheep mode, so it didn't even like affect my passive damage at all. Again, I'm under the impression that every time a fear is placed, I'm gaining more damage as the fight goes on. I don't know if the fears need to be present for that additional multiplier to work here. So I just don't know. Let's go ahead and place unkillable just in case we get hit from Harima. There it is. Okay. And I will reduce the cooldown now. See how much damage we can do. Ooh, you saw that. Take a look back at that. Rewind it. Harima, I took down like 3.5 squares of her health, but because Vogoth is on the team, it healed her right back right away immediately. Kind of impressive to see that happen, but I'm really impressed that Emek even did the damage he did there despite it being healed. Let's see what's happening here. A2, AoE. Ooh, Vogoth doing his job. Actually insane. Okay, let's come in here. Got the stun, so that's fantastic what Timit does. Stun, provoke, fear. He does it all. You know, and people just kind of overlook that about him. All right, let's see what I can do. Really got to get rid of this Ultimate Death Knight first. Astro Terror's out on the field. Go ahead and use it. 3, 2, 1, go. 24,000, 21,000 I think I saw. And a little bit, I don't think I procced my unkillable like passive that keeps me from dying just yet. Throw this on auto. See what they do here. And before I actually go, I'm going to show you guys my latest Rathalos build. I have him in a better build than he was. I mean, Rathalos set is fantastic no matter how it is, as long as you have 100% crit rate and some good speed. Boom, 18,000. Some fears out there, folks. Boom, got him. Very nice. Doing a lot of damage with Fortus and Emek and Timit. That was a very tanky team. Very cool. I'm gonna do a couple more fights, but before I go do that, I want to show you my Rathalos. I went ahead and put him in some instinct gear that I wasn't using, and you tell me what you think about this real quick. You want to see me throw this guy into a match? 290 speed. Could be better attack. No, I don't have him in the 2-star blessing yet. Once I do, that would be 6,000 attack, okay? 324 crit damage. I am not crit capped, however. Yeah, this build is pretty nasty. If I can get the additional crit rate, that would be fantastic. The glove here, an amazing glove for instinct, right? So you're ignoring 20% defense at all times. Lots of speed here. Crit rate, speed. Let's see what I can do. I don't want to worry about it right now, but I'm actually in the works to reascend this into a speed boot. So he will be over 300 speed in this instinct here, okay? Look forward to that. And I have plenty of room to put a 6-star speed glyph on this guy. Every piece is at 4 except for that. Man, he's gonna be insane once he's done. Minus the crit cap, right? But stay tuned. I might do some more videos on this guy. Still working on all of his books. He's almost done with that as well. All right, let's go back into arena. I would do a live arena, but that would be a separate video. I don't want this to be a 4-hour long video right now. Go ahead and refresh. Looking for some stronger teams to face here. All right, let's go ahead with a team like this. Could I bring in the bringing in, where is he? Where did my Tormund go? Tormund, get over here. All right, Tormund. Throwing in Tormund here. Go ahead and jump in here. They might not even... It might be Siffy. That's the fastest one, honestly. Yeah, it is. All right, so that was a waste. Try that one more time. Try throwing Emek in here real quick. See if I can fear the Ramantu. Or sorry, sheep the Ramantu. There it is. Got the sheep on the Ramantu. That didn't really actually help much. What I would need to have here is Duchess, right? So Duchess, maybe even not even Timit here, even. So Duchess, Ultimate Death Knight. See if I can get the fear off on Ramantu. That's really the only way you can win on something like this. Okay, so it did work. Still got pretty messed up there. Hard to know if I'm even gonna get a turn. I might actually. Here it goes. Here we go. So here we go with the A2. Just trying to test it out on a team that is strong. Now the downside, the negative side of a team like this, where they think that they can do everything they can or that they want, and they're going to go first no matter what, is that they're very weak. So I mean, now Fortus isn't going to obviously hit that strong, but like say goodbye to Ramantu, say goodbye to Baron, right? And you've already coded your Arbiter to probably use both of her speed boosts, right? Go ahead and hit. Didn't even kill the Baron. What is this? That is what I don't understand. Now here also we have fears that can be placed by Ultimate Death Knight. I totally forgot, right? So that adds a whole lot more to Fortus being pretty useful. I don't think I can use my passive though, or my secret skill, because I got blocked out from that. And he is probably going to die. Yikes. Ooh, okay. Oh, insane. Insanity going on right now. Can I get rid of this guy? Okay, so yeah. Definitely need some kind of buffs in my favor. I mean, they got the increased damage, or sorry, increased defense, speed, all this stuff. Nothing's looking good in my favor right now, but this was definitely a solid attempt. Here we go, another A2 AoE. Bam, finally we got the double kill there. But I'm still under block debuffs. I can't heal. I can't get much healing at all. And they're really whittling down my Ultimate Death Knight as much as possible, giving me no chance. Get rid of her. No, we cannot get rid of Arbiter. Ooh, hell yeah, there we go. So I survived long enough with the Ultimate Death Knight to get my passive back. Can I kill? Did not. Kill him? Someone please attack. Ah, shit. It was close. It was very, very close. We try again. I don't back down from shit like this. So, Emic didn't help at all. I'm pretty sure he helped quite a bit. So we're just gonna go ahead and throw in Wukong. I mean, that's really the answer to a lot of a lot of things here. We're gonna throw in the Wukong, get some more speed. Gonna be coming back to life. Actually, no, he won't unless I do this. All right, so cool. So we got Duchess surviving that first hit. Go ahead and place the fears now. So this is another spot where this champion can really work. I mean, it doesn't need to be, from my understanding, doesn't need to be true fears that are placed out there. It could be just the basic fear, right? It says down here, skill opens up 40% chance when fear or true fear is placed. So we got that, and I think I can go ahead and one-shot them right now. What are you talking about? What the my god. This is the shit that is pissing me off. Like, I don't get it. You have this insane, or sorry, you have this legendary void champion who can't hit as hard as like a Georgid. Georgid would have just cleaned through both of them. No chance, like no issue. Go ahead with the A2. Like Siphi, I get she's gonna have a lot of defense and a lot of resistance, but I don't understand why I'm being like, why Fortus isn't, you know, cutting right through it like he's supposed to be. All right, so let's go ahead and there we go. Finish it off, 18,000 on there. But I did what I didn't want to do there. I brought in Wukong. I trying to steer away from Wukong being the answer to everything, but he just is. So if you watch any of the recent videos where Ash actually went on video with Papa Drock, and they talked about the best login free 7-day champions that came to the game. You know, there's a lot of people who would agree Ultimate Death Knight kind of ruined Arena and whatnot. That's fine and all, but I really think that Wukong did a lot more to ruin the Arena. Just such an obvious pick that everybody goes to and all. Now, the reason to me Ultimate Death Knight did not ruin Arena is because he is such a good answer to fighting back against a champion like Rotos. What the hell were we doing to fight Rotos before Ultimate Death Knight? I mean, yeah, there's plenty of ways you can do it. I'm sure we all know how to do it. We can figure it out, but I forget completely what we were doing back then to fight against a Rotos if you did not have Ultimate Death Knight on the team. And if you don't have Ultimate Death Knight and you're in live arena, then you almost certainly will always ban Rotos, so you don't have to deal with it. All right, I'll do one more here. But Wukong coming back to life, being a nuisance, stealing all your buffs, putting blocked buffs, a debuff on you, just doing all these things that he can to make it awful to fight against. Now I have a really greatly built Wukong. I really love the champion, no doubt, but it has ruined my interest in live arena, though I still do it, to fight people when I know that their first pick is always going to be Wukong every single time, no questions about it. If I don't pick him, then you guys are gonna pick him. No. Go ahead and do something like this here. Get the fears, get the increased defense. Just try out this one last team. Quick. Yeah, and right here, I got feared up. Why the fuck do I need to be worrying about fears on Fortis? This is, like, actually stupid. So I can't even place and do what I want to do because now I got to worry about the fears. And let's go ahead, increase defense. Great. Go ahead and place some more fears out there. None of them landed. I'm not sure why. Didn't get any of them landing. But do I have Astral Terrors? I do have Astral Terrors open, and these health chunks are looking pretty blocky. So let's go ahead and try this out here. AoE, Astral Terrors, A3, Fortis, pre-buff. Let's go. 50,000, 33,000, 61,000 on this chick over here. Whatever, do like something. I can't. Skull Crown. All right, so I mean that's really it for the video, guys. I just wanted to kind of test out some damage here from 477,000, and he placed the fear. Just test out some Fortis damage. The issue is now I have to worry about her, you know, doing this. Where if I had Timit, I would have not had to worry. Actually, one more. I just thought of a really good team. What about this? Okay, yeah, let's try this. Let me try this team here. So Kaja, Timit, Ultimate Death Knight, Fortus. But I need a better team to face. Kaja, Timit, Ultimate Death Knight, Fortus. Let's do it. Now, I really don't know what blessing I'll put on him. I'll have to take a look. Here we go. We're going to strip the buffs. They didn't have any. We're going to go ahead and place our own fears. But it just... the Torment just stops me dead in my tracks. What the fuck is that? Fucking stupid, man. When you boost your own turn meter before you even do the move, I get player may have coded it that way to give Torment a chance, so you don't do all your buffs and debuffs before the turn meter comes in. My God, that is the stupidest shit ever. Go ahead and cleanse everything off. Come in here with one hit wonder there. Would be great if that was a double hitter. Do this double hit. Try to avoid getting... So let's go ahead and land some fear. There's one fear out there. If that's enough. And this is the last team I'm going to face. I think this is also a good setup here. A little more viable than just having the Mythrala there, because then you just don't have any defensive option. So this means that, you know, Fortis may die first, but he also has that passive that keeps him from dying. There it is, right there. Very nice to see. Go ahead and cleanse that. Kaja coming in with the cleanse. Fantastic. Here comes the strip into... boom, more fears and Astral Terror. Let's go. All right, A3 Astral Terror. Last time I'll probably be able to do it here. How much damage I can do. Can I come in a little closer? Yeah. All right, here we go. Fortis, free buff, Astral Terrors. 40,000. Okay, some 40,000s going out there. Didn't do goddamn motherfucking shit. The Ultimate Death Knight. Didn't even tickle him. Like, tell me, please, what is happening here? Now, that is just something that probably happens just regardless if the buff is out there or not. Sometimes champions just don't even get hit for some reason. I don't understand why. Let's go ahead and get rid of Torment here. Oh, and he's back. Throw out some... okay, fears. Cleanse. You love to see it. Go with the A2. 16,000. I know, I get it. He's got increased defense out there. Go ahead and throw some fears on them. There's a fear there. Right into the provoke. Fantastic. You love to see it. Gonna do the one hit. There we go. Double hits. Try to get rid of Wukong. Don't really think I have anything to worry about with the Wukong, that is. Provoke. And going on here, can I have... no, I don't. No Astral Terrors. Almost killing the Ultimate Death Knight. You love to see that, at least. Now, despite all of the claim that you're really not going to be able to land debuffs here and there in the arena, you know, it's great to see that I was able to, you know, throughout this fight. Throughout the fight, I was able to land debuffs, get my fears out there, kind of when I wanted to, at least one or two of them. Um, Again, if you don't want to try, or you don't want to, you know, you don't know if Fortis is really good option, but you have Timit and Kaja laying around, certainly give this team a chance, give this team a try. Ultimate Death Knight, Timit, Kaja, Fortis, a great combo setup. It's not going to be any end game option. You're not going to really see it in Platinum Arena at all, but it can really do some damage. Just hoping that that buff next week will be insane. Okay. But all right, hey guys, that's going to be it for the video. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, and I will see you guys again next time. Thanks.